Vladimir, we've just finished a 5-day recording session in which we recorded, or you have recorded, 8 Schubert sonatas.
We have recorded.
We have recorded. Why such big sessions? It's very unusual.
It is unusual. Last one we did, I think, 5. Yeah, we recorded 5 sonatas in 3 sessions, and or in 4 sessions. I don't remember. And somehow I just wanted done, and it was a bit too much for both of us. And I don't know where my brains are at the moment, but I thought that it's possible. It was possible, but I don't think we will ever do this again.
I think
it was one time is plenty.
Well, you say one time, but actually it's the second time, because last year we did a 5-day recording session and recorded 4 or 5 albums of Schumann.
4 Schumann, but it was, I think, easier for you and for me. Somehow Schumann went much easier than Schubert.
Is there something...
Hard to explain why.
Is there something about getting into the mind of a composer which is supported by doing a lot of the same repertoire?
Yes, the answer is yes, definitely.
So what is it with Schumann, for example? I know you've said to me at one point during the session, he infests you, and you have to get rid of him.
Well, it's a lot of psychotic, neurotic energy. It's very tense, very intense stuff, and it's a wonderful stuff, but Schumann, as we all know, was not the healthiest fellow. Mentally, it's great music, but since I cannot do it indifferently or mechanically, so I have to get into that kind of psychic, and it takes its toll. So I was surely very glad to get rid of Schumann when it was done. With Schubert, it's different. It's nothing negative in his, as I see it, in his psychic. Yes, it's a lot of different emotions, whole range of emotion, including despair and happiness. But somehow it didn't affect me psychologically as much as bad as Schumann. In certain way, or Scriabin, by the way, that was pretty dark place which I had to go a couple of years ago when we did Scriabin.
Yes.
Schubert is more sunny to me, more airy, but very challenging to record, and I hope we did something good in these 5 sessions, but I'm surely glad that it's over.
When we started the Schubert 2 years ago, you said to me that Schubert was returning to your first love.
Yeah.
How did you, as a Russian, a product of the Soviet system, how did Schubert come to be your first love?
I was a strange kid, like a white crow. Maybe, in a way, still am. Schubert was my first love. I fall in love with music through Schubert. I don't even remember what it was. Some smaller pieces, some songs, but I think I was 13, 14 years old. And as we all know, first love, be it human love or being a musical love, you never forget that.
No, it stays with you. Yes.
It stays with you, and I thought that I'm not young anymore. I mean, not really old, but still 63 years is quite a bit. So I felt like it was time to complete the circle in a manner of speech.
Did you have to discover Schubert at that age by playing it yourself, or were there many other people playing?
Listening. It was very few people playing Schubert. It was not bread and butter of Russian repertoire at the time in 60s and even in 70s. The only fellow, the only musician of notoriety who was playing that was Richter. He was playing Schubert quite a bit, his sonatas mostly, and people looked at him and it's a crazy, why he playing Schubert sonatas? So it was not part of the repertoire at all, as well as Bach. So then my kind of next big thing, and still ongoing, it's my bread and butter, source of energy for me, daily bread, if you will, Bach. So that happened also in Russia, and in Russia Bach was not played much at all, or if it was played quite badly and very romantic, like Busonian.
Yeah, the arrangement. Let me ask you about practice.
Oh my.
No. Well, it's interesting, and I've had this conversation with many pianists you can
I'm
imagine.
sure.
I said to you very foolishly the first time we met, should I leave you in this hall for a little while to get to know the piano and to practice? And you gave me a strange look and said, practice? I practiced when I was 15.
Did I say that?
Yes,
That
you
is
did.
very arrogant
No,
statement.
it was fine. It was absolutely fine because...
I do these things once in a while.
But I've learned since then that in fact practice to you is almost something that you can never say you've finished with it, but you don't practice much, do you?
I don't.
No.
I practice maximum an hour a day. I would say 40 minutes to 1 hour. When I learn something new, like I would have to do some pretty obscure project in Aspen Music Festival with some Russian music, Roslovets, Protopopov, Mosolov. So that I will learn. I have to learn, but something which has been with me for most of my life and which I hope I know a little bit what I'm doing, I don't have to practice much. And my routine when I play concerts or I go on tour with the orchestra, I just don't practice. I warm up 5-6 minutes with the piano.
So work for you is mental work?
Yeah, mostly. I wouldn't even call it mental. I don't know what part. It's not thinking. It's not mind. It's something maybe a little different, slightly higher than that, which somehow works. And in my case, I cannot say how it works with other people, but all I have to do is to keep my head lucid and make myself available for whatever comes through, that I don't abstract it. And so in this case, it was Schubert, it was Schumann, maybe we will do Brahms, but I kind of personally don't take much credit in what is going on. The only credit which I could take that I made myself available for that to speak. Mm-hmm. That's all. Mm-hmm. So it's good enough for me.
It works just fine. Don't change it. Sometimes when I talk about the sessions that we've had together to people who ask me, what is Vladimir Feltsman like to work with? And I say, well, he very seldom ever actually does more than 2 performances of anything.
I'm lazy. You know that.
Is it laziness? No, it's not laziness. You are performing in this room.
Adrian, when I come to work with you here, I know what I want. It's very, very clear picture. And so if I cannot get it playing twice with certain stops and correction, as you know, no matter how annoying it could be for you, but still that's the way I operate, and I'm sorry if it's, Anyway, if I don't know what I'm doing twice, then I better go and drive a cab or cook soup or do something else. So I don't believe, like, if you play it 5 or 10 times, that it will be any better.
Good.
As simple as that.
I would like many people to take note of that. It's true. It doesn't get better. And if you don't know what you want to do,
it will not help.
It will not help.